good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the cave. I'm your host, Big Daddy. Got my man Lex.
What up, y'all?
Coach D-Back Williams.
What's up?
Of course, it's the Record and Sports Show. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, share. You know how it is. All right, we about to jump right into it. We got some NFL news today, and I need to know how you feels about it. So better signing. Geno Smith going back to Seattle for 3 years and $150 over 3 years, or Derek Carr on a 4-year deal to the Saints. What we got?
So here's what I got. I think I can't believe I'm saying this,
No, because you've been all year. You can't change it now.
but I think the better signing is Derek Carr.
Oh, okay.
And here's the reason why. It's nothing to do with the coaching staff and the situation you're going into. I think the Saints have a better chance because they play defense. Here's the reason why. Because I think their offensive weapons are a push. So you got Chris Olave and DK Metcalf. Right now, I'm taking DK Metcalf because he's been in the league longer. But I'm gonna take Chris Olave over the long term. I don't know about Tyler Lockett in the next, let's call it the next 3 years over his contract. I don't know what Tyler's gonna be. I don't. He has had a lot of hand issues, which concerns me. A lot of broken fingers, which scares me for receivers, right? I want to say Michael Thomas is an NFL wide receiver, but I don't know that anymore since I haven't seen him effectively in 4 years since that amazing season he had, and then that was about it for him. Alvin Kamara is a top 7-6 back in the league, but here's the thing. So's the dude up in Seattle. That man's a monster. If he didn't get hurt, he would have been Offensive Rookie of the Year. So Kenneth, look, he a dog. But they have no defense. Outside of Tariq Woolen, they have no defense. Like, that defense is atrocious. And the Saints defense is solid. And they ain't got no tight end, but neither does Seattle. So I'm gonna say that Derek Carr makes the Saints better, especially in that division. You got the Tom Brady-less Bucks. You got who else? You got the Panthers. I'm scared of the Panthers. I'm so terrified of the Panthers. And then Atlanta with Desmond Ridder. Jesus.
Coach, who you got? I'm going to go with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. I think Geno was paid too much money. But I see more success, and now you can spend your draft picks on defense. This is my issue with the Saints. One, you telling me Dennis Allen, this is Derek Carr's Dennis Allen boy, who drafted him with the Raiders, and then I think he got 4 games and got fired after 4 games. You trust Dennis Allen to be, bring this free agent over here? So if I'm Derek Carr, I'm mad because if you fire Dennis Allen, the reason why I came the next year, which Dennis Allen has not built any credibility to really keep this team going, to be like, I'm going to let you choose your quarterback. The offense, like you said, is Michael. This offense is built around Michael Thomas, and Michael Thomas ain't showing up. I don't feel, yes, you can win the division, but it's one of those, you made it to the playoffs, I might as well vote you off the island, waste of time type of playoff runs. The Saints are going to be better, but I think Pete Carroll, and if they draft right, can make a jump with Seattle better than the Saints making a big jump.
Ooh, man. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say I'm not impressed by either signing.
That's fair.
I didn't know that was an option. Wait.
That's fair.
Let's start with Carr. I actually like Carr, but I understand what he is and what he's not. The Saints have some holes.
Some.
The defense is solid, but the offense is not horrible, but it's not good yet.
No, it's not good yet.
Alvin Kamara's coming off a down year. You said he's a top 7 back. He was a top 7 back. I don't know. I'm not saying he's done, but I don't know.
That's right.
The running game was not
quarterback can change it.
But the running game was not explosive last year. He averaged 4 yards a carry, and he missed some games But sub 1,000 yards is not a good look.
I mean, Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill.
But you-
and Winston for 4 games.
But you supposed to be that dude. Cause I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you a bone. Christian McCaffrey would have had 1,000 yards.
Christian McCaffrey is different.
Man.
And
Well, no,
I tried
because
to-
Alvin is seen as that dude that you gonna carry.
He don't-
That dude with a good quarterback.
He go to
Christian
problem
McCaffrey is top 3 back in the league.
when he healthy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was he healthy last year? I think he was.
Kinda sort of.
He got this.
sometimes.
He got this like Mario Brothers aid. Once he got traded.
But no, seriously, Alvin only had 2 touchdowns last year. And Mr. Fantasy, you know that's terrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but his receptions is what always saves him every year. He's never a high touchdown guy, but his receptions.
He had a good year a couple years ago, touchdown wise.
Yeah, what do you have, like 9?
No, I think he had double digits a couple years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
But the point is, he had a down year last year.
No
and-
quarterback.
No quarterback. Whatever. Michael Thomas is still not back, and one wonders will he ever resume to be what he once was.
No.
He ain't catching 149 balls ever again. But he ain't caught 149 balls in the last 2 years. So I
How
don't
many games has he played in the last 2 years?
maybe
I
4
think he's played a total in the last.
because he didn't play the year before last.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
last
yeah,
year.
he played 2 games.
No, I'm talking about last season.
He played 3 games last year.
Like the year before that, in the preseason is when he was like, "Oh, I can't go,"
Oh, yeah.
and he had the ankle surgery. So Chris Olave has promise.
Yeah.
I don't think Jarvis Landry's coming back.
Jarvis Landry he an old 29.
No, he is because he's broken up.
Old. And it's
then-
Baker's fault, sorry.
But here's my issue with all of their other receivers. When I'm doing research, I'm looking at film. I have a problem with an NFL wide receiver and you average under 12 yards a catch. That means you're slow. That means you can't get open and you just posting up.
Doesn't mean you're slow. It doesn't mean that your quarterback got a noodle for an arm. Because there's Andy Dalton. Remember, he used to be the red rifle. And now he's about the red shot put. That's about all he got. So
I'm not going to.
I'm just saying, let's be.
I feel like Carr's stat line will look better. But I don't know if the wins and losses will look much differently. And here, I got to be honest. Carr last year only completed 60% of his passes. In this NFL, that's atrocious. When they've made it. So you only complete 60% of your passes with Darren Waller and Devontae Adams.
Darren Waller was gone for 10 weeks.
So that means 7 weeks he was there.
No, he wasn't. Because the first week he got hurt in the first quarter. He was gone for 10 straight weeks. I had him. I know how long he was gone. 10 weeks.
I paid.
Listen, you know why he was gone?
10 weeks.
He found that fiance. They just got married the other day. He
Oh,
was busy.
amen, brother. I'm happy for you.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
All right, Gino. I'm happy for Gino.
Mm-hmm.
But I told y'all during the season, and I stand by this, I think this is a gigantic mistake.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Gino can repeat what he did last season.
Not without more help.
I certainly don't see him improving upon what he did.
Oh,
last
no, no,
season.
no,
So
no.
he can't repeat it, and he sure ain't going to improve. So that means you're getting less return for more money. No.
Can I make a prediction real quick? This is my prediction for Geno Smith next year. You ready? 25 touchdowns, 15 picks. 3,800 yards.
9 and 8.
You gave
But
him a
time
winning
out.
record?
Time out. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. If he's 25-15 and they 9 and 8, they take it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying it's worth the money, but they take it. I don't think it's going to be that. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why I don't think it's going to be that is because last year they were coming off of a losing season and they had a weak schedule. Now you have a playoff strength schedule. You're not surprising people. I trust Pete, so I'm not going to go all the way horrible. But I see like 6-11,
Me too.
7-10. I don't see them being a playoff team. And that division is not great because we know the Cardinals are.
Yeah.
And the Rams are basically having
A fire sale.
a swap meet right now for anybody with talent.
Everybody must go.
If your name is not Aaron Donald, you are available. They just put Allen Robinson on the block. Don't nobody want Allen Robinson.
Nobody.
Don't nobody want
And
Allen.
they paid him.
I told y'all that was a mistake when they did it.
We agree.
I told you.
But isn't it like 12-5 a year?
Fool.
I don't know what you about to do with that.
But my point is, I don't think either one of these teams just got better. I think the market was bare and they felt desperate. And then they looked at their draft board, didn't want to give up the capital to move up, and they said, this is what we got to do. Why I think it's dumb on both parts is because you went long term.
Yeah.
3 years.
Gino would have got 2 years, and one of them years
It would have
guaranteed.
been an option, yeah. And then giving Derek 4.
See,
And again, and keep, Dennis Allen got this much credit.
I think you hard on Dennis. And I think because you're looking at his previous coaching instead of now. And I'm not saying he's great, but what that team they had last year to finish 7-10 is actually not horrible.
The defense is doing well.
Did you expect
Special
Andy Dalton to do anything other than Andy Dalton things?
Did you know?
And
Why they on the roster? See, this one.
Taysom Hill is a tight end playing quarterback. Like,
Taysom Hill can't throw the ball 40 yards. That's awful. Listen, and to your point, right? To your point. Here's what Seattle gonna have to run up against, y'all. They got the Steelers, which is not a gimme, but that's not a gimme though. Tomlin shows last year, he is never a gimme. You got the Eagles. You got the Browns, which you got the Commanders. That's not a gimme either, unfortunately now. But you got the Cowboys. You got the Giants, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Lions. Oh
and
my
whatever's
God!
gonna be left of the Titans. Can we segue real quick?
Can we segue? Yeah, we gotta segue real quick.
They gave away AJ Brown, and they saw what AJ Brown.
I
did.
appreciate you.
And then this year they're like, we're gonna give away our best player. Now I know what they're trying to do. You're trying to get return because you don't feel like Derrick Henry has years left.
Yeah, definitely.
I know it's a business. I understand that it's a business. But what happened to loyalty? That man, he's given his football life to that town.
Derrick?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, to me, you owe it to him to ride that thing to the Eddie Georgia. Now, Eddie
right into the ground.
Eddie held on too long, went to Dallas and was terrible. But they ran him until he could run them. I think you owe that to Derrick.
Well, does Derrick want to leave?
No. He absolutely loves Tennessee. He wants to stay there. And here's the thing. I don't know if that loyalty is going to get him a ring.
No, that's what I'm saying. Do you want to stay?
No, he does. He does.
Talk about Buffalo.
But that no, I'm glad you said that.
Like,
That's what's scary. Because if they let him go, Buffalo won't have a choice. And Buffalo already scary as they are currently.
Oh my God. They're going to have a...
But they're going to have the option of Saquon or Derrick Henry.
I want them both. But look,
Y'all don't want Buffalo to have a real run again.
not at all.
You don't.
I just made Josh Allen a lot better.
Tennessee is in the conference, and you would think they'd be like, we're going to keep our homegrown pieces here. All right, we're going to move on. I'm going to go first. Help me, Jesus. So we're recording, and it's before Tuesday's deadline of the franchise tag. And, Isaac came out on Monday and said that the team was going to negotiate up until the 3:30 moment Eastern to try to get a deal done with Lamar Jackson. I'm going to stand on what I said from the beginning
Stand on it.
of this saga. I'm going to be a Ravens fan to the day I die. But the Ravens have made a mistake, and I don't believe Lamar Jackson will ever play in the Ravens uniform again. I stand on that. Because they're going to franchise tag him on Tuesday at that time. And I don't think he signs it. I think he waits till week 10 and he shows up and he gets his accrued year and then he walks away. I think it's a huge mistake. And then if they do this ignorant crap that's being reported, talking about we doing a non-exclusive tag, Atlanta is going to send you a 1-3 and take your quarterback.
Welcome to Atlanta.
And if Atlanta don't, this should scare the entire league. Tyreek Hill, Eric Waddle,
Oh, Jesus.
and Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Jesus.
With Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. and
Gesicki.
Who you guarding on defense?
No,
Who you guarding?
Well,
Like,
you don't have enough speed.
no, what happens is you make his job easier because they got to run zone. You got
What you gonna do, man? You can't run man. Good luck.
So he's not going to see cover one at all. Like, you not doing
Cover
it.
2 or cover 3.
So you going to run zone, and then he's going to know, and Gesicki fit to have a huge year.
Mike Gesicki gonna have a what was the tight end when Peyton got to
Julius
Thomas? He gonna be Julius Thomas. Julius Thomas was terrible. The second Peyton retired,
But
but
when he went to Jacksonville, he found out
yeah.
that he caught him.
so but
I
when he
don't
was
want
there.
I don't want to see it happen, but I think the Ravens have royally messed this up. Coach, y'all might be crying on air. I'm just playing.
no, this is real. Like, y'all have a problem drafting quarterbacks, and this goes
Wait,
back.
hold on. Y'all,
The Ravens.
you done jumped off the bed?
No.
Y'all.
I'm saying y'all, as in I'm talking to Eric
That was
and
personal.
Ozzy. Eric and Ozzy, y'all have a problem. Receivers and quarterbacks. Joe Flacco won you a Super Bowl, and y'all end up having to overpay him because you didn't pay him earlier. Now you have somebody, and I think this fits into the same protocol as before. He's not your typical quarterback, but he's winning you games. He's not doing it the traditional way, and you have a problem paying him money because he doesn't fit into this box of what a quarterback should be in the NFL. So this is why there's even hesitation towards this. But this is why Atlanta's not going to have a problem. This is why Miami's not going to have a problem. And trust me, there's some other teams that are not going to have a problem. The Jets did not get Derek Carr. They are not going to have a problem. Like,
This is what I don't understand. This is really baffling to me. You would assume that after Jalen Hurts took the team to the Super Bowl, you would assume that you say, wait. No disrespect to Jalen, he's really good, but we have a better version.
He's not Lamar.
And if we give him weapons like they gave Jalen weapons, what could we do?
but we can't trust ourselves drafting receivers.
So don't,
Or we have to go
don't draft
Then
him. Go
stop
get
drafting.
some.
Like
Our best receivers in Ravens history are free
veterans.
agents or trades. So
Yeah.
it's Derek Mason, it's
Anquan
Anquan Bolden, Steve Smith Sr. I mean, no disrespect, Torrey Smith's on the list, but he's fourth on that list. So it is what it is. Like,
I feel for the Ravens right now because you're in a place
sunken place.
you're in a place that some teams will never be in terms of they never had a quarterback that they could even wish that we got the same problem. We don't know because
The
he's that
Bears.
good. So I feel for you on that because your experience, you have a generational quarterback where he can Lamar can take you and win a ring. Lamar can take you and win multiple rings, in my opinion. But for whatever reason, Mr. Bisciotti and Eric DaCosta and Ozzy, if you still up in there, I'm disappointed in you too. I don't know what you decided. So here's where it's at. You either pay him because now it's too late. We've talked about it on the show many a time. It's too late. You're not going to get him for a hometown discount. You're not going to get him from anything less than at least what Kyler Murray got. And I think Kyler Murray got $166 million guaranteed. So it's not going to be anything less than $166. You probably going to have to cross that 180 mark.
Deshaun got 230.
Yeah, we're not talking about Deshaun.
You started at 250.
We're not talking about Deshaun.
Okay.
250, first off.
Look, time out. I saw this today and I agree. A lot of Lamar's problem is the NFLPA did not support Kyler and them when they signed their deals and told them that the numbers should have started where Deshaun's was. So that's a problem. Then it got more problematic today because Derek and Geno got over $100 million.
Exactly.
guaranteed.
I'm looking at Geno's right now.
So Lamar is saying, wait. If they worth that, how much more valuable am I to this franchise? And the Ravens are like, we don't want to commit.
Well, see, you make it, but here it is. It's the same issue of why the Dallas Cowboys are terrible. It's because they're always behind the curve. The Eagles paid Carson Wentz early.
And got out of it.
And okay, we got out of it, but here is the thing: we paid him early. We paid him when they had years.
No. My point is, you paid him early, and then when it didn't go your way, you were able to eat it and still survive.
Yeah,
right, because
that's my
And
point.
y'all just went to the
Because
Super Bowl.
y'all ate it and went to the playoffs that year. Like, that's not discussed enough.
Right.
That you ate $40 million of dead money and still had a playoff team. Shout out Howard Roseman.
Yes.
Good
GM.
But that's what I mean. But it's like we paid him early, and because we paid him early, the cap hit, even though it was 40, it's not what Dak is right now.
No.
And so, but see, that
is 50 this
50.
year.
And
And
50.
it's 50 and they're over the cap.
And they're over
so
the
it's mismanaged.
No, you should be. If your rookie quarterback come in and performs in the first 2-3 years, pay him. Because even if they stink it up, again, you can always get out early. You don't set the whole franchise back, and you can find a replacement if the rest of the team is good. Y'all keep hesitant waiting. Dak getting $40 million. Lamar, now he's worth this. You should have been paid this.
and that's exactly where I'm
Another
going.
thing,
That's exactly
is,
where I'm going.
because he doesn't have an agent. A part of this is you trying to disrespect people that try to do it their own way. His mom is his agent, and that's my other thing. Oh, his mom is his agent. You don't want to have a regular agent, so then I'm gonna try to lowball you to see if I can get. No, stop playing these games. Put some respect on some numbers. It's a business, but when you lowball people, it's disrespectful.
I think the thing with them. See, I'm of the camp that I wanted Lamar to get an agent on this one. Here's the reason why. Is because now I think the waters are so poisoned by how, because he got a true deep dive, one-on-one, personal, and that's the key, personal, of how teams do business with these contracts. And so now an agent can help shield you from some of that. But now, because he in the trenches legitimately trying to get his money, and now he sees it. Now, that's just me. I wanted him to have an agent, but I don't mind that he did not. But now, because he feels disrespected, because he knows that they're lowballing him, oh, you won't even give him Kyler money? I'm better. I'm 10 times better than Kyler Murray. I only play Madden in the offseason. So now you're just like,
It's Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You probably wouldn't even use himself on Madden because he's too short. But it's fine. Here's the thing. Now that because you won't even give him Kyler money, which is $166 million guaranteed, at bare minimum, you got to come tomorrow with 180. Because he's like, I'm at least $15 million worth more than Kyler Murray. And now, you said this, 2 weeks ago, when we first started talking about this in depth. 200 is just, I don't even want 200. But the fact that you've been disrespecting me for so long, now 200 is a starting number. So I agree with you. I don't think, if you put the non-exclusive tag on him, here's what's going to happen. You said the Dolphins, right? And also the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons have a stud number one and a stud tight end who's just waiting to get a real.
And you see, I love Mark Andrews, but Mark Andrews is not. It's physically gifted.
Kyle Pitts.
It's Kyle Pitts. Now, Kyle is not the route runner that Mark is.
Kinda, yeah.
Mm.
They've lined him up at slot wide receiver. He runs routes.
But Mark is on Mars.
No, I understand.
And I'm just saying, we haven't seen Kyle produce the way we've seen Mark produce.
Well,
but we know the talent is there.
Yeah.
But if you give him Lamar, Lord have mercy. I don't know. I don't know what the Ravens really want. I do understand the point if they didn't like the fact that he operates differently. Look, Harbaugh's had this problem for a while. It's the reason why him and Ed Reed don't get along, because Ed operates differently. And then Ed wanted to be on the coaching staff, and he was like, no, thank you. Because Ed is going to tell you the truth, and Lamar is going to tell you, and Harbaugh is not really into that.
I'm not into the truth.
Look, you know how much he's not in the truth? I'm being fully honest with you. I'm serious here. He wouldn't admit that the offense was broken, but then took shots at it when his boy left. Even though you're the head coach, but he's like, I don't get involved with play calling. Then why are you my head guy? Because when he calls a play you don't like, it's not that I want to step on your toes, but ultimately I'm accountable for it.
I'm the one.
But at the end, when we talking stuff at the end of the season, as a head coach, it's all your fault. It's your glory, team glory, your fault. You taking the blame on all these decisions. So,
But I'm sitting here with the headset on, and I hear you calling plays where the fullback is the lead receiver. Yes, I'm saying it again.
hey, what's his name? That's a big boy. He's a lead receiver.
Patrick
Ricard.
Patrick Ricard. He about 300, 305.
That's a blocker.
Why are we putting a 305-pound man on a wheel route? What is happening?
It's broken. But like, I want to point out something real quick that's important, and then I think the Ravens are thinking very small-minded. They're worried about his legs, and they feel like once his legs are gone, he can't play, which is a myth, and I'm gonna tell you why. He's already led the league in touchdown passes from the pocket before. He's efficient from the pocket, and they're like, oh well, he likes to throw in between the numbers. I can tell you another guy who likes to throw in between the numbers and live the whole career though. His name is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. Whole career was in between the numbers, except the year Randy was there. And then the other part is when you think creatively early, you can do stuff and have wiggle room. The Chiefs signed Pat Mahomes to 10 years, $450 million. They got ahead of it in the 2020 offseason, and they did it. It was cool. Annual salary around 45.
That's a steal. That's a steal.
When we're talking about Aaron Rodgers getting 50-something,
Gross.
Joe Burrow's about to get 50-something, and I know they're going to have to redo Mahomes' deal for cap purposes, but my point is you locked it up early, and you went further than you need to secure the space in the cap.
And the nice part about it, to that point, they gave him 10 for 450, which means they're not going to have to touch his cap, his contract for at least 4 more years.
Well, it depends. They're talking about it right now, but they have options because you can eat it right now and then deal with it later.
And then the salary cap went up so much.
They have flexibility.
With the Ravens is that you're so scared of this 4 or 5 year deal. When if you had just said, hey, Lamar, we're going to do 10, and we're going to do 10 for 475. And of the 475, when he signed Mahomes' deal, it was 141 guaranteed. Now, obviously, that numbers went up. But if we do 10, and we say you get 475, 480, and we do 195 fully guaranteed,
that's it.
We're not having the right type of conversations, and the forward thinking is not there, and now it's become personal and stubbornness, and here we are. You were talking about the Cowboys.
So because of the Cowboys are backwards, and you decided that you're going to push, Dak's not our quarterback yet. We need to see more. Man, you really done some really good things for us, but we're going to keep pushing you down the line. Dak said, okay, cool. No. Go ahead. Please, go ahead. I'm literally the only option you have. And now, Jerry.
You got to go back again.
And now, Jerry, here you are. Now he's $50 million on your cap. 50.
They can't. They can't.
But see, here's the thing. Dak now knows how Jerry works. If you get him with years on the contract, you have leverage.
Yeah, absolutely.
But guess what? Now you go to Dak, we got to redo your contract. No, I'm not. I'm not going to redo my contract because last time that I had a contract negotiation with you, this is what happened. And it's documented not only by me, but by the media. So no, I'm not going to redo it. Then we're going to have to release you. Okay. Then I'm okay. You see, that's what NFL teams don't want right now, especially with their quarterback, the face of their franchise. So then this all comes back to Lamar because as much as Mr. Bisciotti and no one wants to talk about, they playing right from the Cowboys playbook. I don't know why you want to do anything the Cowboys do, but you waited. You waited. And now there's nothing you can do unless Lamar throws you a bone.
Yeah.
And if the player holds the cards, they ain't going
But
to
on your Dak point, Jerry walking to the table, because of the situation, Dak probably fit to get another
A lot up front.
65 up front.
Yeah.
To get that number down.
Oh yeah. Now if you pay me 65 up front, then absolutely.
No. They about to give him upfront money and kick those years back to get that number down. So he about to get broke off again. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But
He's in an additional 4 years.
Here go the problem.
Dak Prescott show.
They're tagging Pollard.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why that's a mistake.
I think they're gonna resign him. They're gonna do it.
He's an idiot. But I'm gonna tell you why it's a mistake. And when I say he's an idiot, it's Jared. Small-mindedness. It's not that I don't think Tony Pollard is talented. I like Tony Pollard. I think this draft is deep at running back, though.
Yes, it is.
And since the draft is deep at running back, and Dallas sees all the money they can get to improve their team, the offensive line has gotten old. They have needs at interior linebacker, corner, wide receiver, and pass rush. Tagging him is not a ton of money in the NFL world. But they could get similar production from a rookie. And you tagging Tony Pollard, he's not an every down back because he can't pass protect.
That's why Zeke. No, that's not
So
the only
that's
reason.
so that's why on third down when they do play him, they like to put him in the slot. The problem is CeeDee Lamb's best position is the slot. So with that being said, I think Dallas is making a mistake. It's small-mindedness. I know Jerry's he's homegrown and all that. Let him go.
Listen,
Let him go.
as much as the Cowboys need all those things, right? I would not feel or mock or ridicule them if they drafted Bijan Robinson with their first-round pick.
No.
And see, that's what I mean.
But that's rookie money versus...
It's rookie money. Rookie money is championship money.
Yeah.
Because then you can go pay the AJ Browns. You can go pay your second wide receiver because Devontae Smith about to get broken off. See, that's what I mean. You can go do the things that the Eagles did when you work on rookie money. Look, Jalen about to get broke off.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what that means? When Jalen gets broke off, that means we about to get some pieces broken off. Because that's just how it works.
That's the way to be.
So again,
but they need to get the rookie back.
But see,
I don't care if it's him,
but you talk about homegrown.
Bobby Wagner on the market, and they need a backer.
But
they look. We talked about a couple weeks ago. Jalen Ramsey is on the market to be traded. They need it.
But Jerry won't trade first round picks. He won't trade them.
Well, it's because he got burned.
Well, listen.
I'm not saying this right. I'm just telling you.
Listen.
He's still haunted by that Roy Williams deal.
Guess what?
Them 2-1s for Roy Williams.
When was that? 04?
Oh God, no.
What
The Roy Williams
was that?
deal was probably. That's post TO. So that's like 09.
09. Okay. Guess what? I was in high school. Get over it. Figure it out. Do better.
I thought we was friends.
Hey, look, I'm just saying.
I thought we was friends.
Hey, look, I'm just saying.
You gotta stop doing stuff.
I'm just saying.
High school.
I'm just saying.
Duh.
But if you operate, it's like those it's like the people that be like, I remember back in my day when bread was 26 cents. Well, guess what?
That's Dallas Cowboys.
Well, guess what? It's not.
That's Dallas Cowboys.
It's true. And you know what? That makes sense because that's why Jerry and his fans believe the same thing every single year. But I'm just like, well, guess what? It's not 26 cents anymore. Rashard. Guess what? It's just not. All right, Patrick. So let's move ahead and figure out. This is what we got to do, right? Tony Pollard is homegrown. Wonderful. Great. Guess what?
Nah, he got a wall.
So would Bijan Robinson.
He
If
got
you draft
away.
Bijan Robinson, guess what? He homegrown too. Why? Because I drafted him. And you know what? He more homegrown than Tony Pollard. Because he actually played in the state of Texas. He actually played in the state of Texas. That fits right into that cowboy history and lineage, right? I get them good old Texas boys. Get them good old Texas
Lord,
boys, and they're gonna run them routes like
Help us with
It's like Texans don't like
this bad accent. You know,
But I'm just so.
would you sign him? Would you franchise tag Tony Pollard?
No. Like, I'm not Tony. I'll give you 2 years, $5 million, maybe $7 million.
First off, that's
You
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
That's so disrespectful.
Guaranteed.
No, you so disrespectful. Listen, if
You're
I
coming off an injury.
no, but it don't matter. That's not the market. No, I'm giving him a 3-year contract for $37 million with 16 guaranteed. I think that's a decent contract for a player of his
ilk. But here's the thing: I can get a rookie on the second or third day deal on a 4-year contract, and it'll be
$4 million.
$4 million total. Like it's just, and he's gonna give me the same production.
I think Zeke only $5 million towards the cap this year.
Well,
Keep Zeke.
Zeke getting cut. And
I think he could,
now
but I'm not-
rumors are he's willing to renegotiate because he wants to stay. Because I think Zeke realizes there's no market for him.
Nah.
There's no market for an aging slow back who has no breakaway. Now, in pass protection, he's amazing, but I ain't paying you to be an offensive line.
No,
This is
not
what
at
it is. Speaking of offensive line, real quick, what the Sam Hill is the Chiefs doing? Not franchise tagging Orlando Brown. In the Super Bowl, we all said
He made
made
some
a
money.
ton of money, and the Chiefs said not from us. It's like,
I was praying they got some other deal about to come, and they're like, we just ain't gonna do the formality of franchising you, and because I don't know what you're doing, not protecting your best asset, which is Patrick Mahomes. Protect this man. Provide him with the most protection possible.
I'm telling you right now, the league gives it to start, and if he unrestricted, Chicago, if y'all don't sign him, I'm gonna stop.
yeah.
Y'all GM need to be. Matter of fact, can I talk about their GM real quick?
Talk about it.
Why do you have a job?
Say that because I don't understand how you come out and undercut your own market. So you come out and you say that there are 6 or 7 guys that should be worthy of the number 1 pick, cutting the market to trade the pick, because what you're saying when you say that is there is no generational talent in this draft. Cutting your own market. Then you come out and you say we're willing to move off the pick, which should not have been said publicly. And then you come out, and this is the one that vexed me the most. He's like, oh, well, if we trade it, I know we can get a pick this year and a pick next year.
That's it? That's it?
Now, if we know, and I've never been an NFL GM, I'd like the job if you hire him. But if we know that if you walk away with anything under the 3 first-round picks, you've lost your mind.
See,
And this dude is like, well, I'll take 2. And I told you, if I'm the Bears, what I do, not only am I trading number 1, I'm trading number 33. And the reason why I'm trading number 33 is because that means in the next 2 drafts, I have 6 picks in the top 30. I mean, I have 3 picks in the top 60. Excuse me, I said it wrong. There's 3 picks in the top 60 in the next 2 years. That's how you replenish a team.
see, but okay. So now, this is what is being reported, right? So we know, because the Bears are bad at their job, that they're not going to trade Justin Fields. We know
Which should have never been
which
reported.
shouldn't.
And that, no comment.
Right. And so,
No comment.
since we now know that they're not going to trade Justin Fields, not saying that you should or should not have,
But it
should have been
shouldn't be
commented on.
discussed at all.
So
No.
now, here's the thing. Because you're not going to trade Justin Fields, there's no reason that you need the number 1 pick, because you don't want Bryce Young. The whole reason to build up Bryce Young's hype is so you can get profit for the number 1 pick. But since you're dumb, that's not going to happen. So they trade the 1 for the 2nd pick, so Houston can go up and get that pick, right? This is what's being reported. So They trade down from 1 to 2. Houston gives their 1 this year, so they get the 2, and they get a 1 next year. Okay. Then they trade the 2 down to 3, so that the Colts can go up and get C.J. Stroud. So then they get the Colts. Obviously, they move back a pick, and then they get the Colts' 3rd round pick this year and their first next year. That's what's being reported might happen. Here's a problem about that. Guess what? It's being reported. Well, why are they so bad at their job?
That's number one, that it's being reported. Number two, who has faith that they can pull this off and do it right?
I know.
That because that's cerebral.
Yes.
But watch, there's more. That's incomplete cerebral thinking because you're willing to take a 1 now and a 1. No. If we ain't having this conversation and don't start with 3 1s and 2 2s, we don't need to be on the phone. Why am I holding to that standard? Because in 2011, RG3 was the number 2 overall pick. Washington moved up from 7 to 2 and gave up 3 1s and 2 2s. The compensation starts right there. And if you're not willing to have that conversation and give up that compensation, then you really don't want the pick. Exactly. And see, the Bears have to be smart enough to be publicly, the only thing you're saying is we'll draft the number 1 pick. Now, it means that you're going to reset everybody's board because you're not going to take Bryce Young, but you got to let people know that we're willing to stand pat because all this conversation is doing is driving the price down, which makes no sense. And look, I'm not the greatest salesman, but I ain't no dummy.
Y'all got leaks.
I'm not
if
trying
you're leaking on purpose, it's horrible.
I'm not trying to character assassinate the GM, but there's no other. This comes off as legit incompetence.
It does.
Like, I don't know what else to say. You have the opportunity to reset your franchise. And I'll give you a prime example. Last year, the Jets had 3 number 1 picks. Did we see what the Jets were able to do? They hit on those picks.
Every single one. Every single one.
And it is strengthening their friend. If they had half a quarterback, they'd have been in the playoffs. Or if they'd have played Joe consistently. But that's a whole other.
And now they're going for Darkness Rogers.
Look.
Man, oh man.
Man, look. I don't think he's the answer. The problem is they can't go back to Zach Wilson.
Well, the problem is that you had a shot at Derek Carr, and we literally are talking about all you need is half a quarterback. Well, Derek Carr is at least 6/8 of a quarterback. So 6/8 of a quarterback, that at least gets you to the divisional round at bare minimum. At bare minimum, because you coming out the wild card, and so you at least.
But
come on now, I mean, and so here's the other thing: you ain't got to give up nothing for Derek Carr.
No, that's true.
And
but
so
this is what happens when you overplay your hand. So okay, guilty pleasure. I was watching the new version of Roseanne. Don't ask me why. Okay.
What?
And the Connors. The Connors. In the new version,
what?
Darlene is messing with a guy, but then David comes back and she's messing with David too. And she's trying to figure out who she wants, which is what the Jets were trying to do. They're messing with Derek Carr, but they're praying for Aaron Rodgers. She's sleeping with David, she's sleeping with the other guy. What ends up happening is David tells her he don't want her, and the other guy finds out about David and that they were sleeping together at the same time, and he leaves her too.
Woo. See, I almost said something real bad.
And so the point is, you can play around so much, thinking you have all these opportunities, and you end up with Zach Wilson. So I know they're waiting on Aaron Rodgers. I just don't see Green Bay moving off that because that's $50 million, and it kills their cap. I don't see Green Bay.
Wait, trading Aaron?
Yeah, I don't see him doing it.
Oh no, they'll do it. Oh no! I promise you.
They ain't gotta pay nobody.
No, I promise you they'll do it. For the bare fact, I don't want to deal with that Negro anymore. I would Carson Wentz you so I don't have to deal with you.
I'm sure that sentiment is in the locker room.
No, not the locker room.
I'm sorry, the office.
It's
I'm sure it's in the
No,
building.
you're missing it. It's both. They both want him gone.
Well, look, I know Jordan Love like get out.
Aaron Jones.
The time is coming.
Aaron Jones literally was at the Super Bowl, and they asked him about the state of the team and how you feel the year went, and his answer was, "I am so excited for Jordan Love." Huh? What, sir? Aaron Jones, you're the starting running back, and you talking about the backup quarterback? Look, that's the locker room. The locker room and front office don't want Aaron Rodgers no more.
Whoa. I don't see him ending up with the Jets. I don't.
Nobody else gonna pay that money. Nobody else has the cap to give him 50.
I don't see him ending up with the Jets.
Oh, go and get him.
I don't. I have not worked this out, but I believe there are two options for him.
Let's go.
And
Two.
There are two, and they're both NFC options.
Number one.
I'm telling you right now. Number one, no matter what they tell you,
The Vikings?
no. That'd be hilarious. Just repeat this show. No, but no matter what they tell you, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have no faith in Kyle Trask.
Nobody. His mama ain't got it.
Nobody.
So, look, they ain't have faith in Kyle Trask in Florida. I don't know how all of a sudden, man, he's the guy. So that's number one.
Free agency just begun and the draft ain't happened yet. You're always the guy.
So I can see Tampa, but I don't think he'd want that pressure because
Aaron Rodgers doesn't want pressure in the first place.
Brady went there and he got it. But the second one, I can see happening.
Number two.
I can see him in the Bay.
Oh.
I can see him in the Bay.
Yeah, here's the problem with all of that, though. You ready for this? This is wonderful. This is my favorite part of why he can't go to where he actually wants to go. They don't have the picks to give
Oh,
them.
no. You're going to get him because you're going to move the other two.
Oh, you moving Trey Lance?
You moving Trey
and
Purdy.
No, I'm gonna keep Purdy.
You would think that, and I understand that, but to get the pieces to go get him, I think you're going to have to move them.
So
Because
seven deals.
Brock is going to get you at least a 3. Trey, you're going to lose value because Trey is going to get you a 2 or 3 because of the injury. But I think they can make that work.
You know the Packers gonna want at least 2 runs for Rodgers.
I'm going to tell you right now, and you heard it here first. 1. That's the market for
I'm
me.
giving you a 2, but I'm just saying.
No, my point
I'll
is,
give you 1, 2, and a third, and that's what we're gonna call it a deal.
because as much as people want him, people also recognize that at the end of the season, I'm going to be right where you are.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to give up my entire future when I'm going to be sitting here praying that he don't go in the dark room next year. Like, that's just what it is. So,
We getting 1 year, and because if you have a bad season, he probably gonna retire. You have a good season and fail.
If you have a good season, you might retire.
You might give it another one.
I was going to say something. I'm going to be good. I ain't seen somebody be more engaged since Marcellus Wiley. Shout out to Marcellus. He
Shout out.
now, and he love his wife. And look, you ready for the right one. But Mark, look, side note, don't have nothing to do with nothing. This Joker gave 4 rings and then asked for every one of them back. I wish I might. No. Once you broke the contract,
Come on, man.
bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when you rich,
I
you do crazy
wasn't
stuff.
gonna miss it. I was like, because he was all like, Aaron Rodgers don't like pressure. I was like, because when them women say it's time to be engaged, I was about to say,
Look,
Olivia Munn,
I go to Olivia
Jalen,
Munn,
Danica Patrick.
and then he had the
I was like, as soon as they like, oh, it's time to get married, he don't like that.
He
I
just
think
better
he
than
get it.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think he get engaged on hallucinogens.
He come out the dark room engaged.
He be on the look. He be giving to him when you're on the shrooms, and then he be like, "Oh, I gave that to you." No, that's not actually yours. That's a rental.
Oh, we renting rings?
You out here giving your grandmother's engagement ring away. You gotta go ask for it back.
It's the replica.
We off the rails. All right, here we go. Speaking of quarterbacks and people who need good seasons next year, which NFL player needs next season to go perfectly for them? Which player cannot afford any type of setbacks next
We
year?
probably all got the same.
All right.
Nah, I know we don't. Who you
All
got?
right. First off, I got 3. I got, two players.
Oh, cheap.
No,
I got two.
I got 3. I got 3 because I couldn't narrow it down. I got 2 people in an organization.
Help us, guys.
See, I was going to add an order. I was going to add an order.
See, so you have production meetings. You go over stuff. And everybody, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Russell Wilson.
Oh,
is
see,
number
I had
one on
number
the
one.
list.
Russell Wilson.
And Russell Wilson number 1 on the list because last season was atrocious. That last season might kick you out the Hall of Fame. So you need this
And
next
this was
season.
look, Geno just got paid. If Geno does good again this year and Russell does bad,
I just wanted to make it known that Geno Smith got an MVP vote before Russ did. But let's just move on beyond that. Second one, and we just talked about him earlier, so I'm so glad that we talked about him, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry needs this year to go well. Here's the reason why. There is already an argument that he's a Hall of Fame back because he got 2,000 yards. But guess what? Jamal, he not in the Hall. He got a 2,000 yard season.
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson. 2,000 yard season don't mean you're going to go into the Hall. It is not a guarantee. Now, he's dominated the league for about 5-6 years now. But I think he needs one more, at least 1,300 yard season to submit him going to the Hall. I don't think he's going to be a first ballot, but I think it's going to be necessary for him to get another season. And look, you lost Taylor Lewan. They bring Ryan Tannehill back. Gross.
See, that's why I think he needs a new team, though, too.
And I agree. I want him to go somewhere else, but I think he needs at least one more. So this season for him needs to be good. And then here's the third one. The whole Raiders organization. They need something. They need something because your draft picks is garbage. Your coach is garbage. Your offensive coordinator is terrible. Your defense is awful. The only legitimate player you have in your team is that guy, him, the number 1 wide receiver in the game, in my opinion, still. That's all you got. So, you don't have a quarterback. Your running back doesn't like you because you just franchised him, which you already told you didn't want to be franchised. So he already don't like you. Your tight end is injury prone. Your offensive line is garbage. You better hit on this draft because Mark Davis already ain't got money. So here we are. Those are my 3. They need this season to go right.
Coach, who you got over here, Chief?
I got another Derek Carr, who just got paid $4 million in your new, for 4 years in your new situation. If Derek Carr comes to the Saints and stink it up, all the Raider rumors, John Gruden not wanting you, all the other coaches and all this going, it's just proving their point. All right, so that's why I got another Derek, and I'm gonna add another one, Kyler Murray. He ain't gonna play for half the season, but Kyler Murray needs to come back with some type of leadership. And just show that you can actually play this game. Show that you're coachable. Because if he don't, he gonna be. Well, they just signed that deal.
I almost said Kyler Murray. Here's the reason why. He needs the Cardinals to lose every single game because if the Cardinals look even barely like a regular NFL team without him,
No, it's problematic.
it's bad.
It's problematic. All right, I didn't cheat. I followed protocol.
It's not cheating if you're not trying, as
Extra
Mark
credit.
Davis used to say. Okay?
So, I will say, I thought about Deshaun and Kyler, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, but I don't think any of them have on the line, big picture, with who I chose have on the line.
Okay.
Now, you mentioned this to Russell. I think Russell, NFL history shows us that if he bombs this year, he'll get another opportunity. Because we saw McNabb bomb in Washington,
Yep.
and he got another opportunity. Shoot, we saw Jake Delhomme bum in Cleveland, and he ended up with the Texans.
Yeah.
He ended up playing, but he'll get another opportunity.
Okay.
We saw Kurt Warner leave the Rams, didn't go over the Giants, ended up getting another opportunity with the Cardinals, ends up in the Hall.
Okay.
I think the person who big picture needs next season to go well is Matthew Stafford.
Mm.
And the reason why Matthew Stafford needs next season to go well is because Matthew Stafford next year is going to go a long way to proving whether he's a Hall of Famer or just a Joe Flacco type guy.
Okay.
Now, obviously, he's better than Joe, but he's got over 50,000 yards, 300 touchdowns, and he's got a ring. His problem is, as a starter, he's below 500.
Right.
The Detroit years.
Yeah.
And he has to bring himself up to around 500 if he wants to have this conversation. So when he retires, in my estimation, he'll probably retire in 3 or 4 years. His numbers are going to look very similar to Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
Phillip has over 400 touchdowns. Phillip went to the playoffs a little bit more. And Phillip is 30 games over 500. So in the conversation, Phillip gets lost because obviously there was Big Ben and Eli. They both won and you're in the same draft. And then you have Peyton and Brady and Breeze. So Phillip gets lost in the shuffle. Stafford, to me, has the opportunity, if he can pull it back together like he did in 21, to submit Kane.
Okay.
And
All
to,
right.
to me, that's
I
a
can see
big. If he can come 4,500 yards, 30 tubs, under 15 interceptions, and they get to the playoffs with a revamped team,
I can see that. Yeah.
then
It
there's
changes his narrative.
It
Yeah.
changes everything for him.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only person close in that conversation, and he's not in the same place, I think Deshaun needs to have a big year, but Deshaun is not at a point where we're talking Hall.
No,
we're just
no,
talking
no.
about, we're talking about perpetuity
Yeah, we're talking about
with
legacy.
Stafford.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he has to win a ring because I don't see the Rams doing it. But he has to play better. As a starter, he was 3-6 last year.
Yeah.
And a lot of those games was blowouts and he looked terrible.
Mm-hmm.
He has to. Now, I know he had the elbow injury. But when you
And also
play,
that neck injury.
when you play through stuff, that neck injury was scary.
Yeah. That's when you said 3 or 4 years. I'm like, the neck
Did
injury
it?
might be-
But Peyton came back off of fusion and played 4 years.
Yeah, that's true. Church
Like
is-
medicine is different now.
It's different. But that last year, like partial credit. Look, even in the Super Bowl, that was partial credit.
Everybody say that. But we saw what they looked like with Brock Osweiler.
Ooh.
And
No.
even though his arm wasn't what it was, his
It's
mind
mental.
getting them in the right play
No.
and getting the running game going, Osweiler
No.
couldn't do that. And
No,
it
no,
was
no.
important to them winning.
When I say partial credit, you was giving the 70% of Peyton Manning, which is greatness.
Well,
So that's why I say
I was
partial
giving him
credit.
the 70%, but he's so smart, it ended up didn't. Remember, he got benched and he ate it. And I don't know a player of his caliber
Oh, no.
that would have got benched and been able to deal with it.
See, that's
but he
why-
came back.
That's why I love Peyton. That's why he's my favorite quarterback of all time. Was because he realized I'm not where I can be, and I want to win. Like that was the thing with Peyton Manning, which I don't think people give him enough credit for. Peyton was like, I'll do whatever I have to do to win. Like if it means me sitting on the bench because Brock is out here just dealing right now and he's the reason why we're winning. Peyton was like, cool, I don't want to be, obviously. You know, I'm a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, but I also want to win. But then the other thing, to his credit,
This is NFL load management.
right? But when it was needed,
No, but that's exactly what it was.
exactly. Because look, I know you can't play quarterback and not have an ego, right?
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
knew who Brock Osweiler was. He was like,
No,
okay, you balling right now. I'm gonna let you have it, but I know there's gonna come a point
Ego
where
quarterback.
you gonna fall right off the cliff, and I'm gonna be right here, ready to
When we
go.
get into the playoffs. Thanks for the
Right. It was the opposite of what happened where Dan Marino got hurt, and then what was it? Phil. Who was it that came in and replaced Dan Marino for that ring?
Dan doesn't have
No. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't. I'm thinking about. Was it the year before he got there?
Who?
Wasn't there? There was a quarterback where he got hurt, and then he was out for like 7 or 8 weeks, and then he came back in the Super Bowl to come back and win. It was the. Don't worry, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna find out who it is because it's the same thing that happened to Peyton. I'm gonna find you. Don't worry, I got y'all.
I know when the Dolphins went undefeated, Bob Greasy got hurt.
That's what it was.
And then
Wrong
Bob
year, right?
Bob Greasy comes back late, and
Yeah,
then Bob Greasy ends up.
That's what it was. Wrong year.
Oh,
Same franchise. There you go.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right, we got to hit this real quick before we go. We're running long today. We've been doing the draft. Best cornerbacks. I'm gonna go first. You know, we had a little argument over do I have Bama bias. Notice Nick Saban supposed to be the cornerback guru. Ain't no. Be quiet.
First off, yes, there is. He ain't on my board, but he gonna be a day 2 player.
He ain't on my board.
Day 3.
Don't.
Day 3.
First off, he's gonna be a day 2. Don't.
Day 3. But he ain't on nobody board. But look, you know I got to shout out my Maryland guys. Jacorian Bennett. Jacorian Bennett is gonna go day 2. He got some skills. He okay. Maybe late day 2, early day 3. I'm gonna keep it real. Best corner. I'm probably gonna go. Look, them Georgia boys is different. But look, number 1, I'm gonna go. What's my guy's name? Joey Porter Jr.
I respect
whoa.
I respect
No,
that.
I got him.
I respect that. I respect that.
Look, pedigree don't always matter, but his daddy was crazy.
He's 6'2". 6'2" is huge.
Look, and he can run.
Yeah, he can run.
No, but I like Joey Porter Jr. I like Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon.
I don't know, man. He has flat feet. I don't know what it is about him. I do not like his tape. I do not like his tape. No, but see, that's the problem. I don't know. I don't think he's slow.
No.
It's like he played flat-footed. Like he has top-end speed, but
Here's
he doesn't utilize it.
Here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. Last year, Tariq Woolen, his tape didn't say he was fit to be the guy that he was.
No, but Tariq Woolen had ball skills.
But more than, I think, now we say this every week.
Yeah.
It's where you go.
It's where you go.
called-
Absolutely.
I think Christian Gonzalez drafted in the right spot is started from day one.
Okay.
Look, I know everybody says Devin Witherspoon is the number 1 corner and he's going to be special.
I don't know about special. I don't think there are any special cornerbacks.
I follow the Big Ten closely because obviously Maryland's in the Big Ten. And so I pay his attention. No disrespect. He alright. He alright.
It's true. He alright. I don't think there's any like.
So, like, I got Joey Porter, Christian Gonzalez. You know, I got to rip Keelan Ringo.
He not bad. No, he's solid.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Georgia.
George.
So and then you know Carolina be putting them out. You know, you had J.C. Horn and now Cam Smith coming.
Yeah.
So that's who I would have. What you got?
No, similar. One,
Joey Porter Jr. I think people are underrating him because of his father and everything like that. I don't think you can necessarily project him as great as your father is, as far as tenacity and everything like that, but you a baller. Like, you see the heart, and when you got the heart of your father, that's all you need to do what you need. I have J.C. Horn, too, and I mean, he's the second one he's considered the 2 out of South Carolina.
J.C. Horn got drafted already. He's in the NFL.
You talking about Cam Smith? I know
Talking about Cam Smith.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm like, what?
He's the second out of there. No, he's the second out of there, and I feel like when you have what's his name in front of you, Cam Smith. Well, no, I'm looking for the second. What's the second
No.
one?
Cam Smith is there. He was behind J.C. Horn. He's following in his footsteps. Like J.C. came out last year.
I had a second one then too. All right, but Cam Smith is on my list too. I had the other cornerback out of South Carolina as well.
So, all right. So I think Devin Witherspoon will eventually. I think it'll be probably the best one in this. I don't consider any cornerback in this draft special. I don't see a Sauce Gardner. I don't see a J.C. Horn. I don't see a Patrick Surtain. I don't see anybody in this draft that has those measurables. But I think he's probably the best one because he probably is the best. He's the most physical of those corners that's willing to hit. He's willing to tackle. So I'll give him that. But he has decent ball skills. Obviously, y'all, Joey Porter Jr., absolutely. Cam Smith, I think he's going to be great. But look, and this is why I'm here, is because I don't get hung up on Alabama bias.
Oh, here we go.
I'm shouting out a school that I don't regularly look at.
Here we go.
Deontay Banks out of Maryland. The man can play. Look, I like him. He my favorite corner in this draft.
Dude, the DMV be doing that.
Hey, dude, I understand. I'm not mad, but when I'm looking at the tape, and the only reason, and the way I have it, so y'all can't see my screen, but I have one because I think Witherspoon will go first, but everybody else ain't got numbers because I think they're interchangeable.
No, that's fair.
No.
It depends on your draft board.
But Deontay Banks,
It depends on your draft.
listen, if y'all talking about a corner that'll play 10 to 12 years in the league and might make 3 or 4 Pro Bowls, I think he's the one. Him and Joey Porter Jr. are going to be the ones, in my opinion, that's going to give the best production. Because when I tell you he's 6'2", 205, he's a big boy, and he can run.
He can run.
He can run. I see him, and if you could, this is who I don't want the Cowboys to get, is Deontay Banks. Because if you compare Deontay and Diggs already about 6'1". Now you got Deontay at 6'2", and Deontay is more of a technician. And you got Diggs, who's the ball hawk. That's who I don't want them to get. I do not want them, but I think he could legitimately be a Pro Bowl. I don't know about all pro, but I give him a Pro Bowl corner, at least a couple of them.
No, I'm not big on the combine, but some players need it to secure some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He is on a lot more people's radar.
Yep.
After last
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
He's on a lot more because people don't. I'm not gonna say they don't watch the film, but they don't. It's like you study who's already been talked about.
Yeah.
You don't go watch film and just say, okay, who's this guy that's balling out right here because he's jumping off my screen. You're looking at, oh, this is the name they told me to look at, and I'm trying to find a reason to get him.
Yep.
So I'm happy that he did well at the combine. Next week, we're gonna go over linebackers.
Oh yeah.
Look, Bama got one.
Yes, sir.
But he's
Yes,
not
we
the
do.
best one.
No, he's not.
He's not the best
He's not
one.
the best one. No, he's not.
Yeah, but
And see,
we'll see.
See, right there, if you listen real close, you can hear the bias. It was my.
The
I also agree. I agree
The truth
because
teller?
I am not biased. I give everyone a fair shot. Him, on the other hand, but it's fine. It's all right. You know.
Look, I'm still standing by Brian Branch is not the best safety.
Okay.
He not. Look, he got real angry about that. Antonio Johnson is the best safety in this draft. I said what I said.
All right, you can say whatever you said. All I know is he's about 2 inches taller than Kyler Murray. That's all I'm saying.
Look,
Antonio Johnson 6'3". So he almost a half a foot taller than Kyler.
This
Kyler can file for disability for his height.
Wow.
You know what on that note?
Wow. Look, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all watching. Next week, like I said, we're gonna cover the linebackers. Also, as we just do not acknowledge him for that. Also, 2 weeks from now, we're gonna do a mock fantasy draft. So get prepared for that. We got the content coming. How would you listen? Come on, sir. Like at least give him the ability to be a decent Twitch streamer.
Thomas Murray is not taller than Altuve. We gotta go. Yeah, y'all have a good one. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Meditating.